Hello there, welcome to Chuck's Diecast and Model Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite cars. One that I like so much that I have it in Hot Wheels. I have it in 1/43rd scale. I have it in 1/18th scale in this lovely model here by Auto Art. But then my favorite of all is this one. This I have in 1/12 scale. Boom, from Tamiya. And well, I just think that the Porsche Carrera GT is about the coolest car ever. Definitely one of my bucket list cars when I win the Powerball jackpot. And of course we'll go ahead and talk about this model today. This is a Tamiya model, but it's what they call their semi-assembled kit, which means it's pretty much almost completely built except for you slap on the wheels. You know, maybe you put the top on and then that's about it, and then you're done. I got this one though completely assembled. I got it used off of eBay. And I actually got it for a really good price, probably about half the price that anybody else would pay for it from what you see on eBay, because it was missing a part. What it was missing was the two roof panels that go on top there. So, like I said, I got it for pretty cheap. It was still expensive, but I was definitely willing to put up with a lower price just to have this model. And in the end, I ended up getting this. Let me open up the front hood here. And see that? I actually do have the roof panels. What I did was, after I got the model, I called up Tamiya and said, hey, can I buy some replacement roof panels for this model from you? And they said, no, we'll just go ahead and give them to you. So they mailed me the two roof panels. They were unpainted, and disassembled, so I just built the panels, painted them up, and stuck them there under the hood. However, they are going to stay under the hood because, well, and that is all. They'll stay under the hood until I can actually color match the paint properly. I just bought a can of Tamiya light gunmetal, and it's close to this color, but a couple of shades off. So really, if I were to put it on there, it just wouldn't look right. But it looks okay inside the trunk, so I'm happy with it there. But let's go ahead and talk about the Carrera GT before we get too much further here. If you're unfamiliar with the Carrera GT, it has a 5.7 liter V10, which, when you hear it, it is one of the best sounding engines you'll ever hear. It just sounds like a Formula One race car or something like that. And it's pretty amazing. The car itself has a top speed, of course, well in excess of 200 miles an hour. It has a full carbon fiber chassis. It's mid-engine. And it's also probably what you could say is the last analog supercar. I mean, it still has a manual transmission, and you could only get it with a manual transmission. It doesn't have much in the way of traction control, or, you know, as many, at least, driver aids as a modern supercar would have. And yeah, it is the car that I would just absolutely love to have. So taking a look at this model, I mean, 1/12 scale is awesome. It is as close to the real thing as you'll get without spending, you know, $750,000 to buy a real one. And if you look at the profile here, you know, it's gorgeous. The detail on the wheels is really good. You can see there the brake calipers. I mean, they have the texture that you would expect from something with, you know, carbon ceramic brake pads. The brake calipers look great. Of course, you can see that it is shod with Michelin Pilot Sports because that's embossed on the tires, and so the you know, the detail there looks great. Looking at the front, again, a really nice detail. You can see there the Carrera GT license plate. It's got the badge in there. You know, the detail on the headlights is excellent. You know, of course, taking a look under the bonnet again, you will see the detail in there is excellent. Under the top of the hood, as well as the simulated quilting of the interior there as well, and of course the leather straps that hold down the roof panels there too. You can also see here, looks like that is the wrench, or the I guess you'd call it the socket for unlocking the single lug nut for each wheel there too. So that's neat to see there also. So definitely really nicely done under here. So I'm really happy with that. Taking a look at the rear of the vehicle, you can see the detail on the diffuser is very nice. The exhaust looks really good too. I really like the way those exhausts look on the Carrera GT. And taillights, again, really well done. But the highlight, in my opinion, is this mesh that goes over the engine bay. I mean, that just looks terrific. Okay, now, of course, the Carrera GT also does have a rear wing, and that rear wing does pop up. It pops up by pushing in the license plate there, and well, really, who wouldn't drive without this thing popped up all the time? So just because it looks cool. I think it's actually supposed to automatically pop up at like 60 miles an hour. So definitely very happy with the rear aspect also. Now let's take a look at the business part of the car, which is the engine. You can see here, first of all, the nice thing about the engine is it's got the strut there that holds up the lid, which is really neat. I think that the Carrera GT's engine bay is probably one of the prettier engine bays you'll find in a modern car. You know, Ferrari and Lamborghini do a good job with showing off their engines too. Of course, McLaren does a terrible job because they don't even let you look at the engine. Same with Bugatti, but I just think that this engine is gorgeous. Looking here in more detail, you can see the suspension. You can see the shock and the coilovers. You can see the rocker arms for the suspension there too. Of course, the intake plenums and the heads and all that sort of stuff. So really nicely done. So I am really happy with that. Okay, and then another great thing about this car as well is the quality of the interior. So let's take a look at that here. Okay, now as you'll see there, you can see the manual transmission there. You can see the nice detail on the steering wheel. The dash looks really nice. I'll go ahead and open the door here, and you can also take a look at the inside of the door panels. I'll get in closer here so we can see the dash even better. And of course the seats look really good as well. So definitely a great looking interior. If you don't realize there, the shift knob on the car is made of wood. It's sort of an homage to the balsa wood steering knob on the Porsche 917. Of course, balsa being the lightest wood you can get, and the 917 was, of course, a race car and trying to save weight in any way they possibly can. So they made out of balsa, and so definitely a gorgeous interior there too. Now I've had the pleasure of actually sitting in the driver's seat of a Carrera GT. There was one at the Porsche dealer here in my town, and you know, I go there enough that the sales guys kind of know me and know that I won't cause any problems, and I just asked them if I could go ahead and sit in the seat, and yeah, I fit perfectly. I'm 6'1", and even with the top on, I fit in it perfectly. So definitely this car was made for me, meaning that I'm destined to win the Powerball just so I can get this car. Really, that's pretty much it with this review here. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully if you're lucky you'll be able to get this model as well, because I definitely highly recommend it. But you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching Chuck's Diecast and Model Reviews.